Sceptile was the way to go, and he's been rocking it since. So it'll be a very good, interesting matchup. I think Lucario does win this matchup, but AfroKami is a seasoned player, and he will know how to adapt.
Let's have a look. I'm really curious onto the Lucario Sceptile matchup. I really like both characters. We see shaking hands there.
Yep, we see a good handshake
sportsmanship,
there.
guys. Really appreciate that. Let's have a look if the Sceptile is coming, and there it is.
Right, so we've got AfroKami who's using the Sceptile versus XAbsoluted who's using the Lucario. This will be, I believe, this will be a chance to get into day 2 tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
When you win this, you go on to the top 8, which will take place tomorrow. And now the game is already taking place, and Lucario tries to get in close, getting off phone rushes. We did see a grab not hitting, and Sceptile hitting back with a nice attack there, but we see the grab.
Nice reaction on the grab. We saw in field phase, AfroKami was immediately pressured. The only option he had left was to fully hold his counter to win the field phase, but now we see that Lucario brought it back to field phase for the grab and dual phase. So now we see Lucario now wins this field phase this time, and now it's just a case of Sceptile is going to put on traps on the ground to try and keep him away, try and keep him off in his face. Whereas not AfroKami, I'm afraid, XAbsoluted is trying to go in. But we do see a nice combo that could set up to a potential phase from here. But
oh, look at this! We see the grab by Lucario. Really nice punish there. And
we get a double grab. We get a double grab right there.
No, got cancel, right?
Yeah, pardon? Oh, yes. Sceptile can cancel if Sceptile can cancel on top. He can hang by a vine to cancel his landing. As we see now, Lucario is now in burst mode, and he is now trying to go in. He's trying to see if he can try and use his burst attack successfully. Unfortunately, no, he does block the move, and unfortunately for AfroKami, he does try to go for a counter, which gets grabbed by XAbsoluted's burst grab, which is a very powerful damaging grab. And that takes that round.
That takes that round. Lucario, as you predicted, taking the first round. Jirachi coming off right off the beginning. Sceptile not making any jokes at all. Getting off the projectiles as soon as possible. Getting the traps on the ground as soon as possible. And getting off the first grab.
Yes. Also, you may be wondering why he used Jirachi early if he hasn't got burst. The reason why is because Jirachi does charge up reasonably well. He's just using it to get that little bit of synergy at the start until Jirachi recharges again, which is when he will probably go for a burst attack.
Well, that's really clever. Look at the ball. Lucario can almost go into synergy mode again, but where we see Sceptile going into synergy mode, and now Sceptile tries to really put pressure on Lucario, but Lucario is good at getting away the pressure and almost filling its bar. Now Lucario can go into synergy mode, as you already said.
Yes, you can see now that Absoluted's burst and support gauge is now fully maxed out, so he can opt to go for like the big explosive burst right now. But he does take the round, he doesn't need it. He's probably gonna save it for round 3. So
he can save it for round 3, so he will save it for round 3. Really good in like this is really good managing of your resources there.
I mean, we saw that he was confident he didn't need to burst that round as he takes the first game. So now we're going to go into game 2. I wonder if AfroKami is going to try and go for a different support, or maybe he'll just stick to what he knows. And yeah, we'll just see what happens. We'll see what unfolds in game 2.
Which support Pokemon won't make sense, Solomon?
Let's see. So Lucario is a jack of all trades. So any support can work. It just depends on what your opponent has done. If your opponent decides to jump too much, then you could use maybe an anti-air like Snivy, like he was been using, or Rotom, which will catch people up in the air. Although you could also go for self-enhancing buffs such as Jirachi, as we've seen throughout the tournament. I would always vouch for Cresselia because that's just my personal preference, but of course you don't have to choose that. There's many other options in the game that you can choose from. But yeah, we're going to see what support AfroKami picked when we start the match.
I'm really curious. Do you see any options for AfroKami to overcome the bad matchup he got?
Let's see. He overcome the bad matchup. He could possibly put more Leech Seed down. Obviously he's been doing that before, but of course, when AfroKami tries to go for a lead seed, Absolute is trying to get close in and possibly go for a 2-white or a grab.
Yeah, it's really coming down. So XAbsoluted won the first set. AfroKami has to catch up. If XAbsoluted wins this set as well, he processes to go to top 8 tomorrow.
Go to top 8 tomorrow.
And AfroKami sticks with Sceptile. Sceptile is such a nice character. He wants the opposing character to jump right and can punish that with grab that works in the air, right?
Yes, the Leaf Storm, as we call it.
Yeah, I really like those tactics. So we see the Eevee.
Yes, it seems like AfroKami is now up to the go for a Eevee, which will help him when his opponent goes for a burst, because if your attack is up, you can use light attacks against burst moded Pokemon, because without the attack up, your light will actually have... Okay, so here it is. Burst mode has an arm mode, so you can't use light attacks. If you use light attacks, it doesn't really stop the opponent from moving. So you use Eevee to circumvent that.
Well, that's clever. And but look, AfroKami is really going in aggressive there, getting away a lot of health of XAbsoluted, but he just counters really well, doing a good amount of...
That's the opening that Zabs need. While AfroKami is using seeds, bullet seed, he can just go in underneath it and then go for a possible combo starter. And there's the Leaf Storm that we see after the Toxic.
That did a huge amount of damage, and XAbsoluted may go into burst mode now just to finish it off. No, but he puts AfroKami down to some HP. Eevee gets back some HP for Sceptile, and Mega Lucario makes an appearance.
They're both holding shield. They're waiting for one to react to the other. We saw AfroKami use Eevee to try and... Oh, he got hit. Yeah, as I was saying, Eevee was there.
Finish your thoughts on.
I'm sorry, it's fine, don't worry about it. I was just saying that Eevee was there just so that he could prepare for the burst mode, which happened, but unfortunately, Zabs does take the round, and now we're going to go into round 2.
But as you already stated, XAbsoluted taking the first match here. So he got the match ball, as we could state this, and he is going in there aggressively, getting off a really nice combo, chipping away almost half the health from Sceptile. Sceptile still got its Synergy Burst mode ready to activate, and the Eevee ready to activate.
Yes. At this point, AfroKami is now enraged, which means his attacks will do more damage than usual. And I think Afro is just waiting for the perfect time to use burst. He's not going to use it unless he's absolutely close to fainting or whether he gets pressured. Like at this point now, he might opt to go for a burst right now.
There we're going to
see.
That's
the pressure point.
But is he going to be in? Is he going to? No.
Oh, he jumps over the burst attack.
Whoa, what a nice punish.
I think
from
Zab just took it. Zab just took it right now. He's going to top 8.
He just took it. He goes on to top 8 with such a nice punish on that burst attack. Like, you still see me doing this, guys. So really well played by both players. Yeah.